everybody out there in YouTube land. I am back and I'm here to share with you another childhood story. Something that I've been thinking about for a couple of days now. I remembered it and I thought, gosh, my hair is lopsided. I have to excuse my hair. My hair's so lopsided. Anyway, it's a story about my childhood. Now, I'd kind of hit on it a little bit before in another story that I had told you before, and I'm going to link my cat. My cat likes attacking the tripod when I try to make a video. So every once in a while you'll see the camera go, that's my cat. So basically, the story today centers around me, and I was in about first or second grade, and I had kind of touched on it in a story before that we lived close enough. We lived really close to the elementary school. Our house was on the top of a hill. There were about 5 or 6 other houses around the area, and we had a little neighborhood, and our house was on the top of a hill on the end of the road. We had a house below us and then another house after that one, all in a line down the hill. And then we had 2 houses on either side of us. And my sister, I have an older sister and I have a younger sister. I'm a middle child. That explains a lot. But my older sister would walk me to school during kindergarten, first, I think, it was kindergarten and first grade. My sister would walk me to school because after that she went to middle school. She was 5 years older than me. And so basically what would happen is every morning we'd get up, get ready, walk to school, go to school, and then come back. Well, we could have walked down the normal road. But when you did that, the normal road ended to where you still had to walk down a main road, the highway or the main thoroughfare that went through there to get to the elementary school. So really it was a lot safer just to take a shortcut down through all of my neighbors' yards. And then we would end up right there in front of the school, and there was usually police and stuff there, or somebody was there to kind of make sure kids wouldn't get hit going across the road. My sister and I every school day would do the trek behind the yards, or behind the houses through the yards, go to school, come back. You get the gist of the whole. Now, if you watch the other video where I was talking about me in elementary school and my youth and my younger years in elementary school, which there'll be a link in the description. I'm going to post a link to this video so you can go back and watch it, because it was about me being injured, but it was a very funny injury story. I had a certain je ne sais, I don't know what, about running in elementary school. I enjoyed running. I liked running. I ran a lot. And I ended up getting hurt really bad. And that video tells you about one of the times that I did get hurt running. It hurt me again in a pretty substantial way. Because what happened was, typical morning, we went to school, and I had noticed the day previous that our neighbors that lived between us and the other neighbors, they lived in the middle of the 2 houses on the hill, had been doing a little bit of work in their backyard area. And I didn't think anything of it. Me and my sister, we went to school that morning, walked to school, came back, and as we're walking down the hill and coming towards the hill, we walk down the hill and up towards the yard, and I run. We have a dog at this point. We had a dog, and his name was Mercury, and he was a Dachshund. And every time we would come home from school, he would run down the hill with his big ears flopping in the breeze, and he was cutie. And I always liked to run towards him and, yay, Mercury, yay! And so here I go running to get home. And in mid-run, running through my neighbor's backyard, I felt a sensation in my neck and chest area. Granted, I was about 6, so I was just like yay high to a tadpole. The sensation I felt was not just happiness to be alive. It wasn't the childhood sensations you feel of wonderment and hope and love. It was an electric fence. It zapped me. And I stood there for a minute. My sister had thought that maybe I had been struck dumb or it had fried my brain at some point, because she just stood there too. Not that she didn't want to help. She was as shocked as I was. No pun intended. So there I am standing, shocked and confused at what just happened, and didn't know what had happened. Now, I will put this in perspective. People say, okay, you ran into an electric fence. What in the world? How does somebody just run into an electric fence? This electric fence was made out of almost like a fishing line. So the wires that went through were so thin, and it was to keep animals in or out of the backyard. And I'm still not 100% sure what the purpose that I may have been told at some point, but I don't remember what the purpose of my neighbors putting it up was. I don't know if they were trying to keep stuff in or keep stuff out. They were thin. They were hair thin, and I couldn't see them. So not only did I get the actual shock of the electricity, I got the surprise of running full force into the shock of the electricity. Now, for some reason, during my childhood, I had very bad luck with running into things that I didn't see or wasn't paying attention to at the time. I told you in the previous video about the chair. There's electric fence. There was the time at my grandmother's house up on the mountain on her farm that I was riding a 10-speed bike, and I couldn't stop, and I ran full force into a clothesline. Now you're talking about being clotheslined. I was clotheslined, and it hurt, and I was stupid. I was stupid. So if anybody ever wonders what is wrong with me and why I act the way I do, I've had near concussions. I was electrocuted, and I had the wind knocked out of me by a clothesline. So now you know what's wrong with me. Shocking. Hello, cat. What you up to, buddy? I think this video's over, don't you, cat?